Good morning. So in the last class we started and finished the sums finished up to the ninth sum. So you thorough in that format of operating activities, that is the calculation of the cash generated from each activity, that is operating activity, financing activity and investing activity. Okay, so today we are going to that is solve the problem, 10th problem. So before starting the 10th problem, we should be thorough in the format, and in this sum they asked to prepare this is a big problem, big sums, that is a 5 mark or 8 mark problem. Okay, so be thorough in this problem. It's very simple. Just if you are thorough in the calculations and working notes, it will be very easy. Okay, so in this sum they gave the information is the balance sheet is given in this problem, and some of the additional information is also included in this problem, and they asked to prepare the cash flow statement. Okay, so before in the cash flow statement, what is the base amount? It is the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. In certain sums, the net profit before tax and other extraordinary items amount is given directly, but in certain sums the amount is not that is included in that problem. So we have to use that information and we have to find that amount of net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So there is a separate format. No, I already included all that documents and the PDF file. Just check with that. There is a separate working note of calculating the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. Okay, so what is the first one? First we have to take the profit. If it is profit and loss account, we will see the balance of the profit and loss account. No, so in the sum, instead of profit and loss account, the balance sheet is given in that problem. So see, in the balance sheet in the liability side there is a profit and loss, and the amount is for the 2 years is included in the problem. So 2010 1 lakh and 2011 2 lakhs. So what is the meaning? So there is an increase in 1 lakh comparing to the 2010. So we have to take into the consideration of the differences amount, how much amount is increased comparing the last year and the current year. Okay, so how much amount is increased? 1 lakh is amount is increased comparing to the 2010. So we have to consider the net profit of 1 lakh. Okay, so if you see in the problem, so they consider the profit as per the balance sheet 2 lakhs minus 1 lakh. So balance amount is 1 lakh is included. Okay, next one is as per the format. You have to see the format. As per the format, you have to see if there is any proposed dividend or provision for taxation. So in this sum, in the additional information, the provision for taxation is included, and also the dividend amount is also included. So the dividend amount is 50,000 and the provision for taxation is 60,000. So total amount is 2,10,000. It is the amount of net profit before tax and extraordinary items. And now we have to add certain other items. What are the items? As per the format, depreciation. So in this sum, depreciation amount is given directly. That is the amount of depreciation as that is, see the sum, additional net profit for the year after charging 50,000 as depreciation. So you should not be confused. The depreciation is amount is 1,50,000. What is the meaning of that term? That is a sentence. The meaning of this sentence is net profit is 1,50,000. So after charging the amount of 50,000 as depreciation, so the amount of depreciation is 50,000 only. Okay, so after charging the depreciation, the amount of net profit is 1,50,000. So this is the meaning for that sentence. Okay, so depreciation amount is 50,000. So we have to add 50,000. So 2,10,000 plus 50,000 is 2,60,000. And as per the format, we have to there is a separate that is increase in current liability and decrease in current asset. This is the format, no, of in this that is decrease in, we have to add decrease in current assets and increase in current liability. Okay, this is the format. So as per the format, there is no decrease in current asset. Okay, so there is only increase in current liability. So the current liability is the only one, that is the bills payable. So there is an increase in current liability 20,000. So we are adding the amount of 20,000. So 2,80,000. And next there is no decrease in current asset. So no need to take that amount. So next come to that. Next one is the what are all the items should be subtracted. Increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities. Okay, so in this there is no decrease in current liability, there is only increase in current assets. So we have to subtract the amount. So increase in current assets, we have to see the current assets. Current assets are stock, cash and bank, bills receivable. There is a four assets, no? Bank, cash, stock and bills receivable are the current assets. So you have to compare the previous year and the current year, and you have to calculate whether there is increase or decrease in the current assets. So in the stock and the bills receivable, there is the increase in current assets. So you have to take the difference amount. So stock 70,000 and bills receivable 50,000. So total amount is 1,20,000. Why they are putting the bracket? Because this amount is subtracted, is going to be subtracted. Okay, so only they are putting the bracket symbol. Bracket indicates that is this amount should be subtracted. Okay, so 2,80,000 minus 1,20,000, balance is 1,60,000. It is the amount of cash generated from the operating activities, that is before subtracting the income tax amount. Now we have to subtract the income tax amount. Okay, so what is the amount of income tax? See the sum, and we have to find the that is income tax amount is 40,000. Okay, provision for taxation, that is, for this we have to prepare a separate account in order to find out the amount of income tax paid. Understood? Okay, so in this sum there is no such direct amount of income tax paid. So if there is no information relating to the amount of income tax paid, we have to prepare, keep in mind, we have, so if you, before when you are reading the sum, you should be thorough in that format. You have to see whether there is a direct amount of income tax paid. If there is a direct amount, no need to prepare the account of that is a ledger account of provision for taxation. And if there is no direct amount of income tax paid, we have to prepare the ledger account of provision for taxation account. Okay, so provision for taxation account, I already explained that provision for taxation is a liability. So liability is a credit balance, so the opening balance will become in the credit side. Okay, and the closing balance is coming in the debit side. Okay, and there is another provision for taxation. What is the amount? Provision for taxation 60,000. See the additional information in the balance sheet. 2010 is the opening balance and 2011 is the closing. 2011 is the closing balance. Understood? Opening balance is in the credit side and closing balance in the debit side. And there is another one item, new provision is created for taxation. See the additional information, the amount is 60,000. So what is the journal entry? Profit and loss account debtor to provision for taxation account. This is the journal entry. So in the provision for taxation, how it will be appear? By profit and loss account. You already studied, no, how to post the journal into the ledger. Okay, so journal entry is profit and loss account debtor to provision for taxation account. So in provision for taxation account, it will be appear as in a credit side by profit and loss account. Amount is 60,000. In the additional information it is given. Okay, so from this we have to see the both sides. The credit side is more, so you have to bring that to the debit side, and you have to find the balance amount. The balance amount is called as the amount paid as a income tax. So in order to indicate that amount, they are putting to bank account. It indicates the balance figure of the income tax paid. So 40,000 is the amount of income tax paid. Okay, this is the one of the working note. Okay, so now come to the sum. 40,000 is the amount of income tax paid. Okay, so we have to subtract the income tax paid 40,000. So the balance amount is the net cash flow, that is net cash generated from the operating activities. Okay, so 1,60,000 minus 40,000, this answer is coming in a positive, so no need to put the bracket. 1,20,000. So we calculated the net cash generated from the operating activities. Now we have to calculate the amount, that is the cash flow from the investing activity. Investing activity is mainly related to the assets. Purchase of investing means investing in the asset. Don't mug up the format, just understand the concept. Okay, operating activities is mainly related to the current assets, current liabilities, and depreciation, proposed dividend, provision for taxation, income tax, like this. Okay, and investing activities mainly related to the assets. Okay, so whether there is income will be come by the sale of a fixed asset, and expenses will be arises only on the purchase of fixed assets. But the purchasing of fixed asset means asset is coming inside, but the amount of cash is going outside. Okay, this is the meaning, this is the concept. So cash flow from the investing activity, so you have to see the fixed asset. Okay, so see the fixed asset, the balance sheet. 2010 the amount is 4 lakhs and 2011 the amount is 7 lakhs. So 3 lakhs is increased in 2011. So what is the meaning? So there is a new purchase of fixed assets. 3 lakhs value of fixed asset is newly purchased in a business concern. It is the meaning. So there is a new purchase of fixed asset, 3,50,000. What is 3,50,000? Now come to the fixed asset account. See the fixed asset account, and in the additional information there is a depreciation amount. No, 50,000 is a depreciation. See the additional information. Net profit for the year after charging 50,000 as depreciation. So the amount of depreciation is 50,000. There is only one asset, fixed asset. Okay, so the depreciation belongs to the only one fixed asset. Don't be confused. If there is 2 or 3 fixed assets, confusion will be arises. To which asset this depreciation amount will be allotted? But here there is only one fixed asset. So depreciation of 50,000 will be allotted only to the fixed asset. So now we have to prepare the fixed asset account. Okay, fixed asset is the asset. It is the debit balance. Asset is a debit balance. So opening balance will become in the debit side, and the closing balance will become in the credit side. So see the balance sheet. Opening balance is 2010. So 2 balance brought down. It is the opening balance. And the closing balance is by balance carried out. This is the closing balance. And there is a new purchase of fixed asset. That is there is a depreciation. No, the depreciation of 50,000. So what will be the journal entry? Journal entry is depreciation. If you are not thorough in that, means just you take the pencil and write the journal entry. Okay, depreciation account debtor to fixed asset account. This is the journal entry. Depreciation account debtor to fixed asset account. When we are posting into the ledger, how it will be appear in fixed asset? In fixed asset, it will be appear as by depreciation account in the credit side. You already studied the 11th standard now how to post the journal into the ledger. So by depreciation account amount is 50,000. Now you close the account. Which is the greater side? Credit side. So add the credit side amount, bring it to the debit side, and find the balance. Balance is the 3,50,000. 3,50,000. Okay, 3,50,000 to bank account. So what is the meaning for that? 3,50,000 to bank account. So what will be the journal entry? Fixed asset account debtor to bank account. This is journal entry. So what is the meaning for that? So that is a new purchase of fixed asset. Only if there is a new purchase of fixed asset, the amount will be go outside. Understood? Amount will be, so debit what comes in? Fixed asset. Fixed asset is coming out inside to bank account. 3,50,000 is going outside. This is the meaning. Understood? So 3 lakh. So there is a new purchase of fixed asset, 3,50,000. Okay. So now come to the cash flow statement. So only they indicated that purchase of fixed asset is 3,50,000. So 3,50,000 is going outside. So the only they are putting the bracket. Bracket means the amount which is reduced, that is negative balance, minus, instead of putting minus 3,50,000, they are putting the bracket 3,50,000. If there is a sale of fixed asset, amount will become inside. So in that case, no need to put the bracket because the amount is coming inside. So the amount will be increased in the investing activity. Okay, but here there is a purchase of fixed asset and the 3,50,000 is going outside. So only they are putting the bracket. It indicates the amount of 3,50,000 is going outside from the business concern on the basis of the purchase of fixed asset. Understood? Okay, so now you subtract. Already there is 1,20,000, that is the net cash flow from operating activity. It is a positive, and now in investing activity there is a minus 3,50,000. So when we are subtracting, there will be the that is net cash used in the investing activity. Okay, understood? So 1,20,000 is the net cash from operating activity we already calculated. In this in the investing activity there is only one calculation, and what is the meaning for that? If it is amount is coming in the positive, it is called as the net cash generated. Generated means coming inside from the operating activity. But in investing activity, the amount is going outside. So we should not mention the word generated. How we have to use the word? Net cash used in. Used. So 3,50,000 amount is used in investing activity, that is purchase of fixed assets. So only we are writing because the amount is going outside. If it is amount is coming inside, if the balance is positive, we have to write generated. But the 3,50,000 is a that is a minus figure, that is a negative figure. It is going outside. So we are indicating the word used in the investing activity. Understood? So next we have to come to the, what is that? Sorry, there is a printing mistake in the book. Instead of financing activity, they are wrongly printed as the investing activity. So actually there is a financing activity, that is a C, cash flow from financing activity. Financing means you have to see the equity shares, dividend, loan. Okay, keep in mind. Dividend paid, equity shares, issue of preferences, issue of equity shares, if there is any loan, repayment of loan, dividend paid. These are the items which is coming under the financing activity. Understood? So see, come now we start the financing activity. First we have to see the issue of equity shares. See, 2010 and 2011 there is increase in amount of 1 lakh. So there is the equity amount of equity shares. So there is a new issue of equity shares to the public. So there is an increase in the equity share capital. So we have to put plus symbol only. Okay. So next one is the issue of preferences. Preferences also, last year there is no such issue of preferences, but 2011 there is a new issue of preferences. So they are issuing the preferences to the public, and they are raise the capital to 1 lakh. So it also indicates a plus symbol because the amount of 1 lakh is coming inside by issuing the preferences and equity shares. And next one is, see that loan from Rahul. Loan from Rahul. So what is the amount of loan from Rahul? And there is a repayment also of loan, that is 2,20,000. Sorry, 2 lakhs. So the loan from Rahul is 1,30,000. See the last in the balance sheet, loan from Rahul, opening balance is 20,000 and the 2011 is 1,50,000. So how much amount is newly provided by the Rahul? So Rahul, comparing to the last year, there is a new loan is provided by Rahul. 1,30,000 is the new amount of loan. Okay, understood? So loan is amount which is coming inside, 1,30,000. You have to compare the last year and the current year. Last year 20,000 and the current year 1,50,000. So there is an increase in amount of 1,30,000 which is coming inside. Understood? So 1,30,000 is coming inside. In this amount, there is 1,30,000, and the loan, there is a separate, that is a loan 2010, there is a separate of 2 lakhs. It indicates certain already is not amount of loan which is related to the Rahul loan. It is a separate loan. This is a separate transaction, and that is the separate transaction. Keep in mind. Okay, loan from Rahul is a separate transaction, and there is a separate loan only, no, that is a separate transaction. So there is no connection between these two transactions. Keep in mind. Okay, so this is a separate and another is a separate. So what is the meaning? There is a loan of, in 2010 there is a loan 2 lakhs, but in 2011 there is no amount in that column. So what is the meaning for that? That amount of 2 lakhs is repaid to the person from whom it is borrowed. It is the meaning. Okay, so 2010 there is a 2 lakhs amount of loan, but 2011 there is no amount in that column. So it indicates the amount of 2 lakhs is repaid to the person from whom it is borrowed. So only, so repayment, no, repayment means the 2 lakhs amount is going outside. So only they are putting the bracket 2000. It indicates the amount which is going outside, and there is a dividend paid. See the additional information. Dividend paid is 50,000. Dividend paid means amount of 50,000 is going outside. So here also we have to put the bracket because the amount is going outside. Understood? So now we have to calculate the net cash from financing activity. So there is a 3 positive, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1,30,000. That is totally 3,30,000 is in positive, and minus, in minus figure there is a 2 items. So totally 2,50,000. 3,30,000 minus 2,50,000. So the answer will become in the positive. Okay, already you know the calculation, no? So we have to write the positive. You have to subtract and put the positive. So plus 80,000. So if it is coming in a plus means the net cash which is generated means which is coming inside from the financing activity. If it is coming in a minus means this amount is used in, that is outflow. If it is coming in a plus means it indicates inflow, that is generated, and if it is coming in a minus it is called as used or outflow. Understood? So now we finish that net cash from operating activity, investing activity and financing activity. Now we have to add the 3 type of activity, what is the amount of net cash from operating activity plus investing activity plus financing activity. Okay, so it is coming in a negative balance. So what is the amount of net cash from operating activity? What is the amount? Plus 1,20,000. And from the financing activity minus 3,50,000, and the financing activity plus 80,000. Okay, plus 1,20,000 minus 3,50,000 and plus 80,000. So we have to add 1,20,000 plus 80, 2 lakhs. So 2 lakhs minus 3,50,000. It will be coming, you have to subtract and you have to put the bigger number sign, no? So we have to first subtract the amount 1,50,000, put the greater number symbol minus. So instead of minus we have to put the bracket. So only they are putting bracket 1,50,000. So what is the meaning? So 1,50,000 is the net cash used in 3 type of activities. So it is the decrease in cash and cash equivalents. What is the meaning for that? It is a decrease, net decrease, because it is coming in a negative, no? So it is a net decrease in cash and cash equivalents. And you have to see if there is any cash and cash equivalent in the beginning of the year. Beginning means opening balance. So you have to see the balance sheet. In the balance sheet 2010 there is the amount of 5,000. No, sorry. Bank is 45,000 and cash is 50,000. So totally 50,000 is the total amount of cash and cash equivalents in the beginning of the year, that is 2010. So we have to add the amount of 50,000. So 1,50,000 is a minus and plus 50,000. So you have to subtract and put the bigger number sign, and 1 lakh is the balance amount. It is a negative balance, so you are putting the bracket. Okay, so it is if it is coming in a minus means it is called as the bank OD. So there is a bank OD. What is the meaning? Cash and cash equivalents at the end of the year. Okay, it is called as a bank. Why it is called as a bank OD? Because the balance is coming in a negative. Okay, so there is some of loan which is subscribed from that any financial activities. Okay. So I think you will be thorough. It's very simple sum, but we have to understand the concept. So do the sum, 10th sum, and I hope that you will. It's very easy to do the 11th sum. So if you are not understand means I will explain the next class. Okay. So finish the 10th sum. Okay. We will see in the next class. Thank you.